Before we crack open tonight's cursed can of content, I just want to say a big thank you to all our subscribers, and an extra sinister shout out to the loyal members of the Sinister Elite. You legends help keep the darkness alive. If you're enjoying the stories and want to take it a step further, hit that like button, make sure you're subscribed, and consider joining the Sinister Elite by clicking that join button below. Members get access to creepy custom emojis and exclusive Sinister Elite badges that level up the longer you survive with us. It's like loyalty, but spookier. All right, lights off, headphones in, and let's summon something we'll all regret. Somewhere outside Topeka, Kansas. This is Carter, James Carter, former Staff Sergeant, U.S. Army, 75th Ranger Regiment. If anyone's still monitoring this frequency, I'm alive and operational, but I don't know for how long. I've been running recon from the tree line just outside what used to be Topeka. The city's gone. Burned. Took 3 drones, a platoon of mass troops, and something I swear was a mech. Some crawling spider-like tank I've never seen before. I took out the drone nest on Miller Ridge 2 nights ago. Homemade EMP from an old microwave and a car battery. Turned the whole hilltop into a bug zapper. They didn't like that. They sent a search team yesterday, 6 of them. Black armor, red insignias, and not a single word of English. These aren't some boot camp recruits. These bastards move like they've trained for years. But I trained harder. I used the woods. Let them chase me into the holler near the creek bed. Buried a nail trap 2 hours before and lured them right into it. 3 down. The other 3 tried to flank me. I looped around, silent as hell. Slit one's throat. Then used his suppressed rifle to take out the last 2 before they could radio it in. I've been living on canned beans, creek water, and stolen MREs for 4 days. My leg's bleeding again, but it ain't bad. Caught a round during the skirmish last night. Grazed me, but I'm still breathing. Still fighting. They've got drones that hover and scan heat signatures. I saw one take out a family hiding in a grain silo with a single precision strike. No warning, no negotiation. Just a pop. And silence. These ain't rules of engagement types. They're here to erase. If you're hearing this, this is not some Red Dawn fantasy. This isn't a drill. We're not holding the line. The line's gone. These guys bypassed everything. Took out our satellites, jammed all comms, hit the coasts, and rolled straight through our soft center like we were nothing. I was working construction in Wichita 3 weeks ago. Still had calluses on my hands from digging post holes. When the news said LA was dark and New York was on fire, I grabbed my old gear and bolted. Guess muscle memory doesn't die when you do 10 years in. Day 1, I rescued a mother and her kid from a downed patrol convoy. I shot 2 invaders through the windshield of a stolen Humvee before they even knew I was there. Got the mom to safety. Kid gave me a juice box and called me G.I. Joe. Made me laugh. Haven't laughed since. They've got these units. Look just like us. Camo. American patches. But the moment they open their mouths, it's Mandarin. One of them came at me full speed near an abandoned gas station. Had an M4, U.S. dog tags, the whole kit. But he aimed wrong, left his right shoulder wide open. I dropped him with a screwdriver through the neck. That's the scariest part. They're blending in, using our gear, our language, our tactics. Hell, they're probably using our own satellites now. If you're a civilian hearing this, don't trust anyone. Stay off the roads. Don't go to the FEMA camps. They're not ours anymore. They've been flipped, converted, guarded by enemy forces and stolen American gear. If you're military or ex-military, link up, stay mobile, and use guerrilla tactics. Old school, napalm in a mason jar, C4 in a shoebox, tripwire and fishing line. We've done more with less before. And for the record, yeah, I've killed 15 of them, maybe more. Lost count after the bridge ambush. I don't lose sleep. They ain't just soldiers. They're invaders, colonizers. Everyone I take out is one less kid who grows up under a foreign flag. You don't like the language I'm using? Too bad. We're at war. Not the kind with politicians and press conferences. The kind where you bleed in the dirt and pray you're not found. If I die tonight, I die standing, rifle in my hands, knife in my boot, fire in my heart. But if by some miracle this signal makes it to someone, anyone, know this: the invasion isn't coming. It's already here, and we're the last line, not the generals, not the DC boys hiding in bunkers. We the people, the fighters, the ghosts in the trees, the voices on the static, and me, I'm not done yet. Location: southern edge of the Flint Hills, Kansas. Still here, still breathing. Name's James Carter, former Army Ranger, now full-time thorn in the enemy's side. If you heard my last transmission, good. If you didn't, tough shit. I ain't got time to repeat myself. All you need to know is, they came knocking, and we started knocking back. I've linked up with a crew about 15 miles out from Council Grove. Good old boys. Not military, but damn near better. Farmers, hunters, oil rig workers. They've got more camo than a Bass Pro warehouse and enough ammunition to arm a damn militia, which I guess is what we are now. Let me tell you something. These men don't miss. You ever seen a Chinese recon team get popped from 400 yards by a dude named Bobby Ray, shooting prone off a rusted-out tailgate with a .270 he inherited from his granddad? Because I have, and it was beautiful. These invaders came thinking we'd roll over, like America's just soft cities and TikTok dances. They forgot one thing. We got 20 million deer hunters in this country who've been training their whole lives to sit still, breathe slow, and kill with precision. They forgot about the dogs, too. Old Jasper, big old blue tick hound, sniffed out a scout trying to sneak into the barn. The guy made it 2 steps past the gate before 3 red dots lit him up like a Christmas tree. We buried him under the manure pile. Fittin'. We've got eyes in the trees, boots in the brush, and ears in every diner from here to Arkansas. The land speaks to us. You don't step into our backyard without us hearing you coming from a mile away. We've been running ambush drills, hitting fade tactics. They're faster, but we're smarter. We know these woods like the back of our hands. Every ridge, every creek bend, every deer trail. Ours. Last night we hit a convoy. 3 transport trucks, probably headed to Fort Riley, which they've locked down. No air support, no recon. Just cocky bastards driving slow through country roads like they owned the place. We hit them with IEDs built from propane tanks and lawnmower guts. Took out the lead vehicle. Middle truck jackknifed. We lit up the last one with Molotovs, turned it into a bonfire. Bobby Ray popped the driver with a shot so clean, it made me whistle. We salvaged 6 crates of gear, rifles, rations, medkits, and some kind of encrypted comm device that's not even in English. Brought it back to the barn. Clyde's boy hooked it up to a car battery and somehow got it chirping again. Might be able to listen in on their frequencies soon. One of the boys, Lucas, he's only 19. Fresh out of high school, baseball scholarship and all. He asked me if he's doing the right thing. Told him damn straight he is. This is our land. Our people. You don't need a uniform to be a soldier. You just need a spine. They hit Wichita last night. Took out the power grid. Fires everywhere. But they didn't make it far. Folks lit up the overpasses, blew the main highway, and started pulling invaders out of trucks like it was the 4th of July. And I just heard over the shortwave, Idaho's holding, Alabama's organized, Texas? Well, Texas turned into a goddamn fortress. They say the Gulf is already a graveyard full of Chinese vessels. We're not losing. We're bleeding, yeah. But every time they take a town, 5 more pop up behind them with guns, guts, and backwoods fury. They didn't plan for this. They thought we were divided. They thought wrong. I've got one more job tonight. A rail line running through the north side. They're using it to move supplies and prisoners. Me and the boys are planting charges at the Trestle Bridge. Once it blows, they'll have to reroute through a canyon that's tighter than a bull's ass in fly season, and we'll be waiting. So if this is my last message, know this. We're still here. We're still fighting. And for every inch they take, we'll make them pay in blood and steel. Tell your neighbors. Tell your kin. Load your mags. Oil your rifle. Trust no one with perfect English and clean boots. And remember, this is still our soil, and we don't give it up easy. Location: Trestle Bridge, north of Council Grove, Kansas. This is Carter. If you're still tuned in, good. If not, I'll say it anyway, because maybe one day someone will find this signal and remember we fought like hell. Bridge job went sideways, fast. We were set up perfect. Me, Bobby Ray, Lucas, Clyde, and his kid Dale, who's got the steadiest hands I've ever seen for a man who drinks 2 pots of coffee a day and still dips Copenhagen like it's going out of style. We hiked 6 miles through the back trails, cut across the river using an old irrigation pipe, and made it under the trestle just past midnight. Quiet as ghosts. No drones, no boots, just the wind and the frogs. We had 4 satchel charges made from fertilizer, diesel, and homemade daddy caps. Plan was to plant one on each main support beam, detonate them with a remote trigger, and drop that sucker right into the ravine. Easy. We got 3 charges set when the hum started. Low at first. Real subtle. Like a washing machine in the next room. Then louder. Whining. Pulsing. Not a chopper. Not a truck. We all froze. Then Lucas pointed up. It was hovering above the trestle. This sleek black drone, but bigger than any I've ever seen. Oval-shaped, no visible rotors, just floating. And dead silent now. Like it was watching. Bobby Ray raised his rifle, but before he could aim, zap. Bright flash. EMP pulse, I think. Radios died. My NVGs sparked and shorted. Dale's detonator lit up like a Christmas tree and fried. We scrambled. Tried to fall back, but that damn thing dropped a flare right into the ravine. Lit us up like deer in a hayfield. Then came the foot soldiers. 6 of them. Maybe more. We had cover in the rocks, but they had night vision. We fought back. Hard. Dropped 2 before they hit the ground. I winged a 3rd. Bobby Ray took one clean through the helmet at 300 yards with his old Remington. Clyde caught one in the shoulder but kept firing like a pissed-off rattlesnake. Dale threw one of the remaining satchels manually. Didn't even light the fuse, just hurled it like a bowling ball under the bridge, and by some miracle it ignited. The blast took out the east support. Half the trestle collapsed into the gorge like a stack of matchsticks. The scream of twisting steel and falling wood? Best sound I've heard in weeks. The drone buzzed once, then shot straight up into the sky like a damn UFO and vanished. Coward tech. Couldn't even finish the fight. We pulled back into the woods, regrouped near the old ranger station. Clyde's patched up. Bullet went clean through. Dale's fingers are burned, but he's smiling like a lunatic. Says it's the most alive he's ever felt. I believe him. We lost Lucas. Sniper hit him during the chaos. Right through the vest. He didn't suffer. Just dropped. 18 years old. Good heart. Hell of a shot. Loved John Wayne movies and old country music. He died a warrior. I carved his name into a tree near the creek. Made a promise I'd make it count. Here's what we learned. They've got new tech. Stuff we've never seen. Drone recon with cloaking, short-range EMPs, heat tracking that can spot a man behind a cow. But they're still beatable. You hit them fast, hit them hard, and get the hell out. They don't do chaos well. They're trained for clean, clinical warfare. Urban, surgical, not down and dirty American backwoods bushwhacking. They underestimated us. Again. And they're gonna keep paying for it. Tomorrow, we're linking up with a convoy out of Missouri. Good old boys turned militia. Word is they've got a captured APC and enough firepower to make the 4th of July look like a church bake sale. The resistance is growing. They tried to hit our soil, and now they're choking on the dust. If you're out there, keep fighting. Set traps. Hit supply lines. Hide in plain sight. Be unpredictable. Be feral. Be American. They might have started this war, but we're going to be the ones who end it. Rural junction off Highway 75 near Holton, Kansas. This is Carter, back on the air. Bleeding again, but what else is new? Today was something special. We linked up with the Missouri boys around noon. I say boys, but that ain't fair. They brought everyone. Vets, ranchers, ex-bikers, a retired science teacher named Mel who makes napalm in mason jars. We're talking 50 deep. 4 trucks welded into makeshift war rigs. 1 gutted school bus with armor plates and the crown jewel. A stolen Chinese APC covered in American flags and duct tape. Thing looks like the love child of Mad Max and a NASCAR race. Their leader's a guy named Roy Turkey Leg Thompson. Don't ask about the nickname. Just know he's 6'4", built like a fridge, and carries a sawed-off 12-gauge in one hand and a goddamn turkey leg in the other. Every damn time. First thing he says to me, "You the ranger? Good. We got a plan, but it's gonna get real loud." Music to my ears. The target was a forward operating camp outside of Holton. They set it up fast. 6 tents, 2 communication towers, fuel depot, and a checkpoint on the road with armored vehicles guarding the perimeter. Looked like a hive of ants in stolen uniforms. Turkey Leg's plan? Real simple. Hit 'em from both sides at sunset. We took the ridge to the north. They rolled up from the tree line to the south. We used old CB radios and flashlight signals. Shit you'd see in a Vietnam movie. At 19:03, I lit the first signal flare. The ridge exploded with rifle fire. Every good old boy with a hunting rifle put steel downrange. First shot took out their antenna array. Second hit a fuel drum. Boom. Fireball lit up the prairie like daylight. Screams. Confusion. Perfect. Then came the convoy, roaring out of the woods like a stampede. The APC plowed through the checkpoint, crushed one of their trucks like it was made of tinfoil. Roy fired that sawed-off out the side window like a man possessed, pumping and eating that turkey leg between shots. They weren't ready. Not for this. Not for rednecks with fireworks taped to crossbows. Not for veterans quoting Clint Eastwood while setting off thermite charges. Not for Bonnie, the 70-year-old with a scoped lever action and better aim than half the guys I served with. We owned that camp in under 10 minutes. Lost 2 men. One was Johnny, an old diesel mechanic who carried a monkey wrench like it was a damn broadsword. Took 3 rounds before he dropped. We'll carve his name in stone. We salvaged everything. Rifles, communications, food, weird tablets that look like they control drones. One guy, Spence, figured out how to reroute their jamming signal. For about 5 minutes, we got a glimpse at a bigger map. Flashpoints across the country. Looked bad, sure. But then we saw something else. Flashes of resistance. Texas is mobilized. Florida's holding. Montana's armed and pushing back. Even freaking New Jersey's throwing punches. Turns out, Americans don't like being told what to do. We ain't just fighting. We're winning battles. This ain't just survival anymore. It's a goddamn revolution. Tomorrow we're moving west. There's a rail hub near Manhattan, Kansas. Key route for enemy supply. Word is they've turned it into a base. Gonna be heavy resistance. Drones. Tanks. Maybe worse. But guess what? We're bringing hell with us. Homemade explosives, stolen gear, a souped-up APC, and a convoy full of pissed-off Americans with nothing left to lose. We're ghosts in the wheat fields, shadows in the woods. We strike, we vanish, we kill, we reclaim. They wanted to invade a country. What they got was 300 million wild animals in camo and Carhartt, and we're just getting warmed up. Manhattan, Kansas, outskirts of the rail hub. This is Carter, probably for the last time. Sun ain't up yet, but the whole sky's orange. The bastards lit the city on fire trying to smoke us out. Guess they figured if they couldn't hold the ground, they'd turn it to ash. Didn't work. We're still here. We hit 'em hard last night. Real hard. The rail hub was crawling. Tanks, drones, infantry with thermal goggles and gear straight out of a sci-fi movie. But we had something they didn't. Grit. And a whole lot of pissed-off patriots. We came in 3 squads deep. My team flanked through the North Service Tunnel, old maintenance shaft barely wide enough to crawl through. Dark, wet, smelled like piss and diesel. Perfect. Popped out behind their HQ tent. 2 guards. Took 'em both down with my knife. Quiet. Clean. Felt the blood on my boots as I moved. No time to mourn. No time to hesitate. Turkey Leg's crew came in loud from the south, making noise like a damn rodeo. APC smashed through the chain link and someone, I think it was Bonnie, launched a goddamn bottle rocket tied to a propane tank into their ammo dump. Boom. Whole block went white. Took out a quarter of their camp in one go. Screams. Chaos. Fire raining down like the 4th of July. They didn't expect resistance like this. Not in the middle of Kansas. Not from farmers, welders, kids with scoped .22s and more heart than sense. One of their tanks turned on us, started mowing down cover with a chain gun. We were pinned. I ran straight at it, threw a thermal charge right into its treads. It rocked back and smoked like a hog roast. Before it could recover, Bobby Ray hit it with a shoulder-fired RPG we swiped in Holton. That son of a bitch went up like a Roman candle. We pushed deeper, room by room, crate by crate, took out their comms, their fuel reserve, and their drone relays. Mel's napalm jars came in handy. Lit up an entire alley full of them when they tried to regroup. We lost Clyde. Took a round to the chest protecting his son. Died with a smile. Told Dale to fight like hell with his last breath. He did. Damn near tore through a whole fire team by himself. Man's got his daddy's blood. Around 3 a.m. we secured the rail hub, burned their flags, replaced them with our own, handmade stars and stripes stitched from old denim and tarp. And now we hold it. But I'm hurt bad. Took a hit to the gut. Bullet's still in there. Bleeding slow. Can't feel my legs much anymore. Doesn't matter. Because we won. Let that sink in. We fucking won. They thought they could roll over us. Thought they could jam our comms, hit our cities, and scare us into submission. They forgot who the hell we are. We're the kids who grew up shooting cans off fence posts. The veterans with a flag on our porch and a sidearm on our hip. The grandmas who can skin a buck and grow a garden. The truckers, the welders, the line cooks, the hillbillies, the city boys, the weekend warriors and midnight patriots. We ain't perfect. We argue. We fight. We've been divided too long. But when the boots hit the dirt and foreign voices tell us to kneel, we stand the hell up. If anyone hears this, keep fighting. Keep rising. This land's still ours. Every inch soaked in the blood of those who died free. Don't let it go. And if I don't make it out, tell him Carter said screw surrender. Final recorded words. Don't fear the dark. That's where we hunt. We're Americans. And we don't die easy. End transmission. Signal lost.